Integrated marketing approach in fisheries. Reporters are Lorraine Oroc, Nurana Mohalip, and Christine Joy Carpio. There are 3 units for this module. Unit 1, Seafood Export. Unit 2, Product and Market Diversification. Unit 3, Export and Import Policies Fisheries of the Philippines. The basis of trade, international trade, is the exchange of goods and services between countries. The exchanges can be import or export. Import refers to a good or service brought into the domestic country, while export refers to a good or service sold to a foreign country. Trades allow the nation to produce products beyond their capacity, as every product cannot be produced in every country, as it requires huge manpower, budget, resources, and etc. Trade occurs due to 5 reasons. One is the differences in technology between countries. Countries differ in their technological abilities to produce goods and services. Technology refers to the techniques used to turn resources, labor, capital into outputs, which are goods and services. Second is the differences in resource endowments. Resource endowments refers to the skills and ability of a country's workforce, the natural resources available within its borders, and the sophistication of its capital stock, machinery, infrastructures, and communication system. The third is the differences in consumer demand. Every individuals from different countries has different demands for various products. Japan needs more tuna compared to South Korea needs more octopus. Fourth is the existence of economies of scale in production. It refers to a production process in which production costs fall as the scale of production rises. Mas mababa yung capital or the input compared to the outcome or the output, which is the production or the products. And it can improve in world productive efficiency and welfare benefits the accurate to all trading countries. The fifth reason is the existence of government policies. Government tax and subsidy programs alter the prices charged for goods and services. Government from the country protects the domestic supply from imported supply from other country. They increase the price for imported supply or imported goods para mas tangkilikin ang mga produkto ng ilang bansa. Trade is based on the benefits gained from specialized production and the relative advantage that the country has in the production of certain goods. Trade is based on the benefits gained ng na-produce nating produkto. Hindi ito tungkol sa gaano kadaming produkto ang na-produce ng isang bansa. Because some of the result from that is mas mababa yung kalidad kaysa sa lugar na that has advantage in producing that certain goods. Free trade means that countries can import and export goods without any tariff barriers or other non-tariff barriers to trade. Tariff means taxes on certain imports. They increase the price of imported goods, making imports less competitive. Yung tariffs nga, yun yung pagdagdag sa presyo ng mga imported goods. And non-tariff barriers involve rules and regulation which make trade more difficult. So, by the term free trade, ibig sabihin nito ay there's no restriction, regulation, or rules to be followed when it comes in trading goods and services from one country to other country. And when you export the excess supply on your country, there is a possible that it will interact with the curve demand of the country. What is curve demand? Curve demand is a graph depicting the relationship between the price and quantity. As the price increases, the quantity decreases. Kasi yung mga tao, pag alam nilang tumataas ang presyo, hahanap sila ng ibang produkto na magiging kapalit nito na mas mura. Kaya, pag tumataas ang presyo, bumababa naman yung ilan ang mabebenta. Kasi yung mga consumer is less na yung bibili. Dimensions of the international market. All countries engage in some sort of trade with other countries. Some countries with more relaxed policies engage in greater volumes of trade than do countries with more restrictive policies. As I have mentioned earlier that no country can produce all citizens' desires. So they need other country to import goods or services that will sustain the demands of the consumer of the country. Trade fish and seafood has played an important role throughout history because it has significant contribution to the national economy in terms of income and employment. Countries with important coastal fisheries resources, such as Peru, Ecuador, and Chile, implemented EEZs in 1952 in reaction to foreign fishing vessels exploiting resources considered as belong to their nation. EEZ, or Exclusive Economic Zone, is an area of the sea in which a sovereign state has special rights regarding the exploration and use of marine resources, including energy production from water and wind. The implementation of EEZ is to restrict or prohibit the foreign fishing vessels to do a fishing activities on the certain areas or coastal of a one country that is not their territory. And in result with that implementation, countries such as Spain and Japan that had relied on the distant water fishing fleets for their domestic supply were cut off from rich fishing areas. Na-stop or na-restrict ang Spain at Japan sa paggawa ng fishing activities na hindi naman nilang pagmamayari. Kaya they become greater importers of seafood to meet their domestic supply. Seafood products are among the most widely traded types of food categories according to World Bank 2003. Trade in fish products is particularly important in Asia, where fish products are the largest group of food products traded. And fisheries commodities increased by 8.3% per year from 1976 to 2012, accordingly to FAO.
Unit 2, Product and Market Diversification. To compete and deal with economic uncertainty, organizations may use a variety of growth strategies. These are market penetration, market development, and product development. These three growth strategies can all be pursued at the same time to build such plans, but among all, Diversification is one of the most well-known growth techniques because it constantly leads to a contextual changes in the business structure. And according to economic and theoretical methods, diversification stimulates more innovation because it provides more chances for innovation outcomes to be exchanged and used. And according also to an agency theory approach, diversification minimizes organizational investment risk, which encourages management to assume more risk from innovation. Diversification strategy. Diversification strategy is defined by adding new products in new markets. Companies diversify to achieve greater profitability. Businesses employ diversification to help them expand into markets and industries they haven't previously explored. This is accomplished by introducing new products, services, or features that will appeal to the new market customer. Diversification is done for a variety of reasons, not the least of which is to increase profitability. As an example, diversification can help reduce the risk of an industry downturn, improve brand image, and can be a defense mechanism from a strong competition. It is a high risk strategy not only because of the inherent risk but also because of the company's lack of experience in the new market. This strategy often requires major expansion of human and financial resources, which can be a negative impact on the resource allocation in the core industries. So here's are the following of product diversification objective. First, to gain stability in the firm's earning and organization, because without stable earning, it is difficult to evaluate the financial success of a company. Second, to attain efficiency in the utilization of a firm's resources. Third, to increase sales of basic products and exploit the value of an established trademark. Fourth is to increase the profits by offering different types of products. Fifth, to meet the demands and convenience of the diversified retailers. And lastly, to make profitable use of marketing opportunities. Businesses can diversify into a concentric way and conglomerate diversification. Thus, we find three distinct forms of product diversification. First, diversification into related product line. As an example given, Johnson & Johnson released related product line. Next is diversification into unrelated product line. For instance, this company released different products and services. Third is product replacement. Product replacement is assigned when the current items becomes temporarily available. Here are the factors that motivate product diversification. Through the advancement of technology, it creates opportunities for new products while also causing old and existing products to become obsolete, especially a business with strong technology and good reputation. A company effective management is continually looking for innovation because for them, diversification helps them avoid dangers from over-specialization. Third, government, industrial, and economic policies encourage firms to invest in research and development, resulting in new goods that can be used as a foundation for diversification. Fourth, a firm's perception that the economy or market in which operate is too slow and constrained to allow expansion may lead it to seek a product diversification strategy. And lastly, the firm's technology, research, and development produce products and byproducts which appear to be outstanding.
Unit 3, Export and Import Policies, Fisheries of the Philippines. Laws on Fisheries Trade. Trade in fish is common to all societies and has taken place. A fisher returning with more fish than is needed to meet personal needs will tend to exchange surplus fish for other goods or services. The distribution of fish globally is very uneven. The following are the laws related to fisheries trade of the Philippines. DA Fisheries Administrative Order Number 221 Series of 2003, regulating the importation of live fish and fishery aquatic products under FAO Number 135, 1981 to include microorganisms and biomolecules. Republic Act Number 8550, an act for the development, management, and conservation of the fisheries and aquatic resources, integrating all laws pertinent thereto and for other purposes. Fisheries Code of 1998. Section 61, Importation and Exportation of Fishery Products. Section 62, Trade-Related Measures. Rule 62.1, Standards, and Rule 62.2, Updating of Trade-Related Measures. International Trade Agreements. The Philippines as signatory of the following agreements: Philippines and Japan Economic Partnership Agreement, or PJEPA. Philippines and U.S. Trade and Investment Framework Agreement. Philippines and FTA Agreement with Iceland, Liechtenstein, Norway, and Switzerland. Asian and Hong Kong China Free Trade Agreement. Regional Comprehensive Economic Partnership. Asian Free Trade Area. Asian and Australia and New Zealand Free Trade Agreement. Asian-India Comprehensive Economic Cooperation Agreement. Asian-Japan Comprehensive Economic Partnership. Asian People's Republic of China Comprehensive Economic Cooperation Agreement. Asian Republic of Korea Comprehensive Economic Cooperation.